All right, guys. Well, who's up for a little tape measure review? We're not reviewing the tape measure. Let's review our new grapple bucket. Hopefully you checked out the video of Legacy Iron. That's where I got this thing. They have a whole lot of Jenkins attachments. I guess those are just band clamped on with the hose clamp. Looking over it, there's a couple things I'd probably change about it if I were building one. But as being a production piece, this thing is pretty good, especially for the price. I priced out a Deere. I could have got a used one that looked like it fell down a hill, he told me, for $3,800. A new one, he said my best deal was probably about $5,500. I checked on a Kubota Attachments one, which is Land Pride. It was like $5,800, $5,900. He said I could probably get $500 off of that, so $5,500 for a Deere or for a Land Pride one or a Kubota, whatever you want to call it. Titan Attachments, not US Titan Attachments, but PalletForks.com attachments. $2,000 for cheap China. It looked like it was made pretty good. I almost ordered one. And then I found like a TMG Industrial. It's the older style looking one. It was $2,500. This was a little over $3,000 plus tax. So I kind of felt like, knowing that I'm buying it from an American made company, spending a little more money, and I think it's a pretty good product, I felt good about buying it. Plus, I think they'd stand behind their warranty a little better than PalletForks.com or something like that. So anyways, take a look at the stickers. Stickers are going to be gone here pretty quick as soon as it warms up. It's like 34 degrees outside right now. You guys are welcome. I'm out here freezing. It's kind of cold. But I figured I'd walk around it. We'll tape measure stuff and see what it actually is. And we'll go from there. So let's just start with the bucket. Let's see, we can get right there. The back and the bottom is 3/16 physical size, 3/16. I think this is half. That's 1/2 inch. That might be a little more than half. No, I'd call that 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch. What is the deal here? And if you guys don't like me doing this little stuff, let me know. But I'd like to know if I was looking at something. I can't tell what that said. Now my hand's stuck in there. I feel like a raccoon. Raccoon in a trap. Let's see. The sun's shining in my face. Quarter. It's a heavy quarter. It's probably the powder coat on it. So this is quarter, half. Is that 1/2 inch or 3/8? So it looks like, yeah, 1/2 inch. That's a 3/8 gusset, it looks like. That little deal in there, they gave a little tooth to it. That's kind of cute. The side of the bucket is 1/2 inch also. Yes, 1/2 inch. This is quarter, it looks like. No, I mean, I'd say that's 3/8. That's 3/8. Right? Are my eyes that bad? That's 3/8. Those are 3/8 thick. I thought it said those were quarter. That's 3/8. Anyways, but that's a pretty heavy dude. The only thing I did notice after I got it home, I was looking at it on the truck. If you look at the cutting edge, the physical cutting edge of the bucket, it looks like this is probably just plate material. It is not a hardened weld-in cutting edge, but it did come with a hardened cutting edge on the bucket. So if you're worried about wearing out that cutting edge and then relying on working with the bucket edge, I probably wouldn't rely on that. I bet you that's A36, grade 50, maybe grade 80 if we're lucky. But it's probably just grade 50 or A36 plate or flat bar. So that's something to look at. I don't think it's really taking anything away from the bucket at all, but it is there. Did come with fittings. It's nice. They are swivel fittings. It's, you know, swivel ends on the On the lines, it did already have the 90s on it, which is nice. You probably need it, so when that clamshell comes up, it doesn't hit the machine. I haven't checked it yet. We're gonna check that so you know if it hits a Kubota. It looks like these are swivels in here because those lines move pretty good. So I would say that these lines here are also swivel, and it is held up pretty good. I think I'd kind of like to have one of them little spring thingies. So I may get a spring thingy. I'm not necessarily all super wild about the step. I'd kind of like to have a bigger step. I literally watched a video of Dirt Boss getting, I think, a cheaper bucket, and he added a bigger step. I think I might add a bigger step. Just because, you know, you're climbing out of the machine, it's not that big a deal. This is pretty grippy. But if you're gonna do that, put it across here and use it as a gusset for those. I don't know. I know it's a little more money to spend on it, but you could make that full width and really give somebody a decent step. I do like the welded cylinders. I don't know what to think about the hose clamps. I mean, I guess that's an okay way to attach that. Honestly, I can't tell you if I know how other companies put them on, but that's probably an okay way. It looks like, I mean, to me it almost looks like that would pocket around the pin if used kind of different type of thing. Anyways, the back plate, let's measure it. This is, I want to say that was 3/8 or half. Probably can't tell with the machine on there. It's 3/8 top piece. This is 1/2 inch, so it's a nice sturdy quick attach plate. I'm pulling these off because basically I'm going to use this to grade a little bit of dirt around my cleanups, and then I'm going to use it to do my cleanup jobs, or I'm going to be moving brush and logs and stuff with it. So I want as deep a throat on the bucket as what I can get. And if I'm having to move dirt with this, this is already wider. This is a 78-inch bucket. My 72-inch bucket will marry into it. So if I need sides on a bucket, I could always take my 72-inch bucket with me. I know a lot of people may say that's going to take a lot of strength out of the bucket, but to me, with this being 1/2 inch, I don't think you're going to hurt it. I mean, yes, you're probably taking some strength, but I don't think I'm going to hurt it. I'd try not to abuse stuff. I know this isn't a bulldozer, so I don't foresee myself tearing it up. But, well, that's kind of a walk around, tape measuring stuff, seeing what stuff measures out to. Let's see if we can hit the quick attach with that bucket clam over there. We'll fire it up. I have not used this yet. We'll see how fast it reacts. I mean, it should be typical, you know, typical stuff, I guess, but we will see. Green button, activate your hydraulics. Let's run this up. I think I'm going to switch the lines. How do I want to do that? So if I'm dumping and it's opening, no, that'd be alright. I want to watch the lines, make sure my lines aren't going to hit anything, squeeze anything. Looks like that's all the way back. Let's get after it real quick. Okay, so that won't get stuck in there, or at least the way it was. Let's roll this all the way back. We're good. Plenty of room. Bucket's all the way back, and clamps are all the way open. I'd say, what about rollout? Are lines long enough to roll the bucket all the way out and not rip the lines off? Getting close, it's getting tight. Oh, we're all the way down. We're to the stop. Let's check it. That's something I'd like to know. We've still got some room. Not a lot, but we've still got room. It's just barely. At the house to grab with this, but I will here, I don't know, pretty shortly here at the house, but we're gonna go do a cleanup job with it. So I just wanted to get fluid in the lines. See, walking down that's not horrible, but man, it sure would be nice if you had a nice wide step. Maybe flare that out just a little bit more and then make it go all the way across. That way you can kind of catch it wherever you need it to. I know it's something stupid, but see, that just, I've got a 10.5 shoe. I don't have a crazy big foot, and it just barely fits in my arch. So, you know, if it was, I don't know, maybe an inch wider overall, you know, 1/2 inch on each side or something to give you a little more footprint, and then all the way across you could grab it kind of wherever you needed to. I know it's the little things, but you know, if you're gonna pick something apart, that's what I would probably change. I might put a weld-in hardened edge in the bucket instead of just a piece of flat bar or plate. That's probably fine, but you're still going to get wear if you're using this in gravel and dirt and whatnot. That's not a very high abrasion resistant steel, and maybe it is. Maybe it's AR, you know, plate that they cut out. I don't know, but if I had to guess, that's probably plate steel that they use for everything else, and they cut them out of cutting edge, and then they figure they're relying on the hardened edge. But as you have material come across here, it's going to wear this edge, because it's going to hit here and it will wear that edge down. And I guess that's not fully welded into the bucket. You know, so you're going to get debris and wear and rust and stuff like that in between there. So if I had any comments, I would probably fully weld that across, and I'd put a bucket edge in there. I wouldn't mind spending $200 more, $300 more if it had a welded in hardened edge in it, fully welded across. I mean, I think that would make that bucket that much nicer. Oh, we didn't measure how big an opening we have. Let's measure that. Let's get in here, do our thing, attach. This way's open. All right, let's see what it measures out to be. Like that. We need our tape measure. All right. What do you want first? How about depth of bucket? Actual depth of bucket. I don't have enough tape measure pulled out. That's pretty deep. Depth of bucket, there's about halfway up the curve, about 30, let's just call it 36 inches to the bucket, 38 inches to the cutting edge. How tall is she? Inside physical size, what are you, 18 inches. What do we have bite mark here? Let's go actual distance, kind of going at an angle. Probably need to go from there to there. You're about 36, 37 inches. So let's see what the width of the outside of the tines are on a 78 inch bucket. We're about 69.5. So I mean, that's a pretty decent bite. And then, like I say, so if I can increase the throat of it there by taking those side plates off, I think that's going to do it for me. So I'm going to go ahead and pull the sight plates off, so we're ready to go on it. And I don't know, we may be back out in DeSoto if it's not too muddy tomorrow. We might be using this thing, cleaning up some more lots out there, because I've got 3 more to go, and I'd really like to get them cleaned up so I can grade those things. We've got a lot of dirt to move out there. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. It's a 78 inch they call it a low profile dirt grapple bucket from Jenkins, and there's the reveal. Hopefully you can kind of tell how much overlap I have on the track. Let's go back here, show you this way. It's not crazy. Let me see. I mean, I've probably got about 4 inches. I've got about 4 inches sticking out from the bucket from the tracks. Normally I do a 72, gets me, you know, not much, an inch on each side maybe, but my thought, well, they had a 78 in stock, they didn't have a 72, And then after I thought about it, this way I can marry my 72 in there, close the grapple, take my tooth bucket with me, and I can have both my buckets. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Look out for this thing to be on a couple job sites. I'm going to do all those cleanups out in DeSoto. I probably got a couple days out there, so you're going to be sick of watching that, just like the wall job. But after that, we'll be on to something else. So you guys have a good one, and we'll see you later.